Hello everyone and welcome to the 9th episode in this series. In my last video I made a happy gas observatory.
That's what she said.
And underneath that there is a giant hole from when I cleaned up my hardcore world. And I thought, why not make a secret base underneath my happy gas observatory?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
But for that we're gonna need materials, and I think stone brick would suit it the best. So for that we need stone, and I used my last stone for, I think it was a farm. So we need to smelt our cobblestone into stone to turn it into stone bricks. And and yeah, this is gonna be smelting while we are preparing everything. But first we need some coal for torches, and a lot of it, because I don't want any mobs to spawn. And then we just build up pretty high with the coal, and then we just and now we can just go into the hole and fight all of these mobs down here, which is probably gonna take some time because there's so many. Okay. Go away, I don't want you. Okay, now that there's torches everywhere, we can just go ahead and clean Okay, and now that we have that cleaned up, we're just gonna be building a frame out of some spruce wood. Now that that's done, I think we can then just really quickly grab all of this stone brick, and we're gonna make an entrance, and we are gonna get in with the pond here, and just dig down here, and then just like build a hallway which connects to the frame of the secret base. And yeah, now we have our entrance. And I think the next thing we're gonna do is this floor. Okay, so we've made some great progress on our secret base. We now already have a checkerboard floor, but we're just gonna need some stone and craft it into stone bricks because we ran out. And then let's just grab some copper from the child chamber so we don't run out of it, because we need some for our build. And next we're just gonna be building like a little pond in the middle, and for that we're just gonna be building a few blocks out, and then we're gonna connect them. Well, first we need a frame, so let's build the frame first. it's 5 blocks out in every direction, and then let's just find out some connection to this. So we're just gonna add a block on every side to just for good measures that it looks a little bit thicker, unless we're gonna end up with a really weird looking circle. And then we're gonna try to connect this, but I think I have to experiment around a little bit because I'm not an expert at circles in Minecraft. Well, that's pretty ironic because it's a block game, so this is looking kind of good, but I think, yeah, that's better. That's better. I think I'm gonna take it like that. And let's just copy that on all of the sides, just like that. And then we just pillar up. Add some blocks over here, just to look good. And then we're just gonna go down. And make ourselves a crafting table, because without it we're kind of screwed. So let's just quickly make some stairs so that we can add them on top, which is gonna be probably some good detail. I'm not quite sure. It's the first time I'm building one of these. And yeah, it also seems like it's the first time I'm flying with an elytra, because I can't get up here, so I have to use water. Well, I definitely need to get some flying lessons, and I can't even use a warm worker properly, so it's a little bit embarrassing. I will tell my editor to just cut that out. Well, let's add some stairs over here so that we have a good connection, I hope. Well, that doesn't matter anyway, so let's just hope it looks good. Yeah, I think it looks good. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if stairs was the right decision. Yeah, let's just keep it like that. And now we're just gonna make like a second floor, if that makes sense to you. Like 2 blocks out on every side, like connected with 1 block each. Yeah, just like that. So we have like 2 sections. Yeah, just like that. And then we'll just need the water source on the top of here. And then I hope it looks good. Okay, so now we have a fountain. It's called a fountain, not a fountain. Sorry. Well, let's just get rid of these stupid stairs because they don't look good at all, and just make like a frame in the middle, just so we can divide it into sections of floors and just go floor by floor. And now that we have that, we're just gonna be building the entrance area, like bending in a little bit, if that makes sense, so that it looks a little bit better when you enter into the base. And yeah, that's the entrance. So now we're gonna be building the roof, and first we need to put some detail on here, of course some walls, because without it looks kind of ugly. So now we're just gonna adding some shroom lights and some stone brick. I will be using a lot of it in this video, so if you don't like that block, I'm sorry, but this isn't the video for you. Yeah. And now that we have that, we're just gonna be building the roof on top of it. That was actually pretty boring, and it wasn't the last thing I had to build. It took me some time. I think it was like 45 minutes or something like that, which doesn't sound a lot, but if you're just sitting there and placing the same block over and over and over, trust me, it's gonna get annoying. And that was the case for me. Like after 20 minutes or something like that, I just felt my finger, which was dying, and I also felt it in my eyes. That was a interesting experience. Okay, so we now just add some shroom lights on top for a better lighting, and like this center, which I think is pretty important if you don't want any mobs to spawn, which they're probably gonna do because there's gonna be some corners where there is no light, so you can't really prevent every mob.
Lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh just you watch. I'm stepping into fate, there is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me, this is how legends are made.
Okay, and now that we have this floor built, I think we can just add some detail over here. Just some walls and decorate this, how could you call it? Like, I don't know, balcony. And then let's just add some grass over here and some fences because, yeah, you guessed it, it's gonna be an animal pen. And we're just gonna grab some animals like this sheep, and this sheep. I don't know where I grabbed this chicken, and the other chicken. And then we'll just fly off here with all of these mobs. Hope they don't die. And then we just get over here and push them into the hole that I made for them. And then just separate them and drag them into the pens. Just like so. Perfect. Now we have the sheep in here. And just the chickens over here. Perfect. And next we're gonna grab a cow and a pig. And another pig. And just bring the pigs in, because of course we also want some pork. And this pig doesn't want to get in. Here you go. There we have it, another pig, and the third one, because 3 pigs charm, I guess you can say. And then we just grab some of these cows, which are just wandering around here, and get them into their pen. There we go. And now we have sheep, chickens, and pigs, and some cows, which is gonna be pretty helpful. But of course we need a way of breeding them, so we are gonna have to build a crop farm. And we're not gonna do like the automatic ones, because I think doing it the traditional way is the best way of doing it. So we'll just do it like that. And we're just adding some stairs in here so that you don't fall into the water source. For that we need to make holes into the ground and then just add the stairs in. Just like that. And then we just gotta get an infinite water source over here. Yeah, just like that, with the ice I brought from our ice spikes biome. Then we'll just get our water bucket and then we'll just waterlog it. And we'll just put some glowstone on top so the crops can grow down here, because it's too dark, I think. And then we just hoe all of this ground. And of course we can't forget the crops, so let's plant them. We're gonna have potatoes, carrots, and of course some wheat, so that we can breed all of our animals. Okay, and with that we have our crop farm. So the next farm I want to build is gonna be a cactus farm, because I don't know why actually, I just thought it was funny to like have a cactus farm in here. But after building some walls and adding some water, it's actually pretty simple. just add water, walls, and then you mostly add glass. I do it because it just looks good, but it's just for decorational purposes. But then we'll just make a simple collection system, which is gonna be a chest, and of course some hoppers, because, well, Woomba said it 3,000 times in this video, so let's just add some hoppers. And there we have our hoppers, and now we just add some sand. And then one of the most important things are the fence gates, which have to be one over this. That's right. And then we just add the cactus, which is gonna eventually grow and then break because of the fence. Adds a roof on top. And yeah, with that, our cactus farm is done. And as you can see, it already produces cactus. Let's just add some stairs over here because it just looks better than the ugly dirt. And then we'll make a bamboo farm, which is actually pretty simple. You just need some pistons. Then you add a observer here. Add some redstone over here. And then you just add some dirt. And then you just add the bamboo, add some hoppers to make the collection system. And then you're basically done, you just have to put it in glass. And there we go. And the sugarcane farm I made is the same with sugarcane. Okay, and for this one we will make a super smelter, which is just some hoppers with some furnaces, and just some hoppers going into them from behind. And then just some hoppers going in from the top. Yes, there's a lot of hoppers in this build. And just some rails on top. And a simple storage for like the smelting stuff. So we have like items to smelt up here, and then you have the fuel here and the output like on the bottom. And then you just add hopper minecarts, and then you just add something to that, like some planks, for example, right here. And then we'll just activate this, and as you can see, it is smelting and it works, so that's good. So at this point we're just gonna be making a collection system over here, which is just a bunch of chests placed in with like 3 stacks of chests, I think, and just some hoppers behind it to collect all of the items and put them into the chests. And then we just add some glass on top for the water stream we're gonna be using. And then just add the water in, and then we'll just make a dropper so that everything gets dumped into the chests, and then just add a little bit more water and some observers behind so that it will be constantly activated, just like this over here. Perfect. And now we just add a chest, and that is the collection system done, and as it works. And now is the large enchanting setup. I think it went a little bit overkill with this, to be honest, but we added a bunch of bookshelves and just divided it into 2 enchanting sections, smacked down our enchanting tables, which probably don't even work because it's so large, and then we just add some carpet around it just to give it that magical vibe, if you know what I mean. And for the second best thing, we have anvils. everyone needs these. These are like, you need 10,000 of these. These are so cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's just skip that. And let's move on with building the first floor. Okay, and now that this floor is done, I want to build like a self-destruct button. And we're gonna be making it with some glass in front of it, like to protect us, which it wouldn't if it would actually explode. And then we'll just add some light blue stained glass just for measures, and because it looks good, so yeah. And then just add a bunch of TNT. Because, well, this is gonna be a self-destruct button. I think I went a little bit overkill with the amount of TNT that we're using. I mean, I used like, I think 5 stacks or something like that. Yeah, so, I hope I'm not hooking this wrong, or else it would be explode. Well, now we have a lever, and don't worry, it won't activate anything here. I hope. So let's just add some buttons over here to make it look really professional. And let's just add some redstone over here, just so it looks funny. And on the other side, I will make like this really fancy laboratory, just because I think it's cool. I'm not quite sure. And we're gonna be making a cobblestone generator in here, which is just we're gonna put a piston here. There's a lot of ways you can do this, but this one is gonna be really fancy. So we're gonna need, of course, some levers and like this really fancy control panel over here. And we're just gonna be adding a piston over here, and we'll have the lava here to roast everything that's in here. No, just kidding. Just adding the lava over here and adding a lever for security. Yeah, we don't want any accidents with our redstone over here. And let's just put some glass around it so you know there's less danger in burning. Okay, and just like that. And then we just add, placed the wrong thing. And then we just have some glass over here. And the same we'll have on the other side, but right now we're placing the lava bucket over here. We're making it 2 blocks in, so we'll just quickly add a lever over here, and perfect, it blocks it and doesn't burn. That's good. So we'll do it with the water on the other side as well. Just, you know, break a hole into the wall and then add some glass and a piston on top. So that's what we're gonna be doing right now. And we'll just add the glass over here, and we're gonna leave a hole so the water won't turn the lava into obsidian at some point, so it, you know, goes on forever. So we're just gonna be adding, I need to copy this over here, so this may take a while. So we're just gonna be putting a piston over here, and then just adding the glass up here, just like that. And let's just add it from behind because this won't be seen anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And let's just quickly add some redstone and a lever up here. So yep, this works. Why shouldn't it? Because this is just basic redstone. Let's just get the water into here, this stone brick back in its place, and let's just surround all of this with some glass so that it doesn't spill everywhere and just ruin itself. It's not that complicated. And yeah, if we just deactivate both of these, we will have a cobblestone generator, which we can just mine. looks pretty scientific is actually pretty simple Minecraft technology. So yeah. And we're gonna be hooking it up to one system in a minute. But I will just appreciate this cobblestone generator for a second because I made it myself. Well, there's like 5,000 ways you can do that. But let's quickly build an entrance so, you know, the Albert Einstein and people like that can just go into there and do their science stuff. Or just my physics teacher. And anyways, I hooked it up to this, so that's nice. And yeah, now we can produce cobblestone. I went ahead and made like a control center with some big black screens over here. Because I just thought, well, somebody needs to control all of this, so yeah, we just added a bunch of levers and some buttons as well. Don't ask why I used bamboo buttons, it's a little bit weird that I used those, but well, I don't care. And then we'll just, you know, add some redstone so it looks really professional and not like we just spammed a bunch of redstone stuff and we don't know how it works, so. Okay, and now that we have a wall, we're just gonna be building like the frame of this room over here. Just gonna be adding some spruce wood and bulking it down. And then we're just gonna fill it in with some stone brick over here. Yeah, that's right. And just like that. And we're gonna be adding some carpet because we're gonna make this nice and cozy. Just like so, in this like target block pattern. And we're gonna be making a bed in here. So that we can sleep somewhere. And just add some carpet up here so that we have this like blanket effect, if you know what I mean. So it's not just one single layer. And with some trapdoors, we now have our bed. And now let's just quickly add some grass, because this next section will be a nature section. Because if I'm really trapped here, for whatever reason, I want to have some nature with me, and this is the best way I can bring it in. So now we'll just add a bunch of dirt and grass to make it look really cool. And then we'll just run around and just bone meal the ground so that it looks a lot better. Just like this. There we go. This looks much more like nature in here. And next I want to be building a pool, so we're just adding some walls over here. And then we'll be adding the frame of the pool, which is gonna be like a kind of circular shape. Yeah, this shape, I don't know how to call it, like a weird half circle. Just flood it with some water, which will fill it up. Well, it's not actually water, it's ice first, but I just don't care about that. And as you can see, it is creating a bunch of infinite water sources, and looks really cool. And yeah, now we have a pool. And for the next one, I have to demolish the nether for some materials. And yes, you guessed it, the next section is gonna be a nether section. Because, I don't know, I can actually just make a portal, but that will be boring, so started layering out the frame of this thing as I did with all of the other things. And then I just went ahead and marked it out with some netherrack. Wasn't too hard, and then just made some terrain like thing. The shulker boxes were in the way, so I had to move them. It was actually quite a mess because I've used so many materials during this project. and everything of that was just in these shulker boxes, just dumped there. I think I used like 10 shulker boxes of just straight stone brick. It was so much. Well, anyways, I had to clean those up, and yeah, then we just added some more terrain over here. Also made sure to also add some soul sand and soul soil over here, so you have like a color variation from red, dark red, to like this brown color, brownish. And the soul sand is gonna be like the mid thing. I'm gonna make it randomized between soul sand and soul soil. And it's just gonna be the center part of the whole nether section where the nether portal is gonna be. So I have to move this ender chest and just surround this thing with some bone blocks. Add some more terrain and some more detail like flames. And yeah, there we go. So at that time I thought I was finished, but I did not expect what would come next. So it seemed like a creeper had blown up all of our TNT, which blew up a fourth of all of our project. At that point of time, I was just so frustrated, I thought I would give up. But then, the next day, repair it, I made it better. And that's it from that video. Despite everything that happened, we finished all of it, and I'm pretty proud of it. But now let's have a look at the final result.